7:15, I think I had helicopters and every news truck from here to South Carolina.
Asha Degree disappeared in the middle of the night.
Help came quickly from seemingly everywhere.
They was on horseback, they was on four-wheelers, they was on ATV.
Asha Jakilla Degree was born on August 5, 1990, in Shelby, North Carolina, to her parents Harold and Akilla. She has an older brother named O'Brien. By the year 2000, Asha was a fourth grader at Falston Elementary in Lawndale, North Carolina. Asha Degree was known for being reserved, careful, and practical. Despite her quiet demeanor, she shone as a smart and athletic child. Excelling in her studies, Asha was not only a bright student but also the star point guard for her school's basketball team, the Little Bulldogs. Her love for math and science earned her the title of Student of the Week in her class on multiple occasions. Asha had dreams of becoming a writer and illustrator as she grew up, with plans to pursue science studies at Winston-Salem University. Her ambitions reflected a mix of creativity and academic curiosity. Television wasn't a big part of Asha and her brother O'Brien's lives, and the Degree home didn't have a computer. Asha's parents, Harold and Aquila, were concerned about the risks of internet predators. Despite these limitations, Asha had a close bond with her family, particularly her older brother. She was known to be cautious, feeling uneasy around strangers, thunderstorms, dogs, and the dark. These details provide a glimpse into Asha's upbringing and the protective environment her parents aimed to create. In the days leading up to Asha's disappearance on February 12, 2000, both Asha and her older brother O'Brien had basketball games scheduled at Burns Middle School. During her game, Asha, who had been dealing with a leg injury, fouled out with just 3 minutes remaining on the clock. It was a tough game for her team, resulting in their first loss of the season. Asha took it hard, shedding tears alongside her teammates. Aquila Degree, Asha's mother, mentioned that Asha kept expressing that she felt the referees cheated. The emotional impact of the game and Asha's reaction added a poignant note to the days leading up to her puzzling disappearance. Despite the disappointment of her basketball team's loss, Asha seemed to bounce back by the time her brother's game began.
By the time my game was getting ready to start, she was fine.
She even attended a slumber party at her cousin Katina's house that night, where the kids stayed up late watching television. The following day, a Sunday, Asha's family, including her parents Harold and Aquila, and her brother O'Brien, picked her up. The family attended church together, and after the services concluded, they visited another cousin, Shalonda Brown. It was during this visit that Asha's grandmother gave her perfume and candy as a Valentine's Day gift. These moments depicted a mix of ordinary family activities and celebrations in the days just before Asha's sudden disappearance. Following their visits and activities, the Degree family returned home. Feeling tired from the lack of sleep the night before, Asha dozed off on the couch around 6:30 p.m. She later woke up a couple of hours later. Despite her mother Aquila's intention for Asha to take a bath before bedtime, around 9 p.m., a motorist hit a utility pole, causing a power outage. Due to the situation, Aquila decided to send both of her children straight to bed. These ordinary evening events set the stage for the unfolding mystery surrounding Asha's subsequent disappearance. Reports differ on when Harold came back from work, but around 12:30 a.m., he was home, and the power had been restored. He went to check on Asha and O'Brien, who shared a bedroom, and found both kids still asleep in their beds. Details about Harold's actions after checking on the children vary. According to different accounts, he either left to purchase Valentine's Day candy or watched television until around 2:30 a.m. These discrepancies contribute to the uncertainty surrounding the events leading up to Asha's departure from her home. A side note worth mentioning, Valentine's Day was also Harold and Aquila's wedding anniversary. Around 2:30 a.m., Harold made a final check on Asha and O'Brien before heading to bed. Once again, both kids were sound asleep, and everything seemed normal. Shortly after this, O'Brien heard the squeak of Asha's bed. Thinking she was just shifting in her sleep, he didn't bother opening his eyes to check. These seemingly routine moments hold significance in the unfolding events leading up to Asha's mysterious departure from home. It's thought that around this time, Asha, for reasons unknown, packed her backpack, left her house, and set out on her own into the rainy and windy night. On Valentine's Day, Aquila woke up at 5:45 a.m. with the plan to get the kids up early for baths before school. When she entered the children's bedroom, she discovered that only O'Brien was still asleep in his bed. Asha's bed was empty. The absence of Asha created a moment of confusion and concern, marking the beginning of a day filled with worry and unanswered questions for the Degree family. In a frantic search, Aquila combed through the entire house, but her daughter was nowhere to be found.
Then I started opening up every closet in my house. Don't ask me why, I just did.
I can't find her. She's not in her room.
She coming up with me and saying that Asha wasn't in the house.
Calm down, calm down,
Don't tell me to calm down. My baby is missing. I can't find her.
She went to her grandmother's house.
Overwhelmed with worry, Aquila reached out to several family members, but none had seen Asha or knew where she could be. Asha's grandmother advised Aquila to call the police immediately, which she did. By 6:40 a.m., the police arrived with bloodhounds, kicking off an earnest search for Asha. The start of this day marked the beginning of a desperate quest to find the missing girl. The police carried out one of the biggest and most thorough land searches in the county's history. This involved numerous teams of dogs trained to track scents, along with hundreds of volunteers and officers from various law enforcement departments. The grid search along Highway 18 spanned 3 miles in each direction. Searchers lined up just a yard apart, meticulously combing through the area for any possible clues. The extensive effort demonstrated the urgency and dedication to finding Asha, mobilizing a large community response in the hope of bringing her home. After Asha went missing, a few people reported seeing a young girl who looked like her walking along the highway that same night. However, there were discrepancies in the descriptions of what the girl was wearing, adding an element of uncertainty to these potential sightings. The varying details created challenges for investigators as they tried to piece together the puzzle of Asha's disappearance. There are different accounts of what Asha might have been wearing when seen. One person thought it was a white dress, maybe the nightgown she wore to bed, while another said it was a white long-sleeved top and white jeans. She was spotted along Highway 18, approximately a mile from her home on Oak Crest Street. A driver circled 3 times trying to talk to her and offer help. Unfortunately, this frightened Asha, and she reportedly ran off into the nearby woods. After that encounter, she was never seen again. These details mark a crucial moment in the search for Asha, adding layers of complexity to the mysterious circumstances of her disappearance. The question remained, why would a child who feared strangers, bad weather, and the dark venture out in the first place? What could have driven her to leave the security of her home on that cold and rainy night? Both investigators and Asha's family were baffled, unable to provide a clear explanation. Asha's family members, who had been fully cooperative from the start, were ruled out as suspects early in the investigation. The mystery surrounding Asha's departure deepened, leaving everyone searching for answers to the puzzling circumstances surrounding her disappearance.
Shifted their focus to tip calls. There were plenty of them, but nothing was panning out.
In the days following Asha's disappearance, the Turner family, who ran a nearby upholstery business, reported discovering various items in their storage shed. Among the findings were candy wrappers, a pencil, a marker, a Mickey Mouse hair bow, and a picture of an unidentified little girl. The shed was situated at the end of a lengthy dirt driveway near Asha's last known location. This revelation added a layer of intrigue to the investigation, prompting further questions about how these items might be connected to Asha's disappearance and what they could reveal about her whereabouts. The Turners asserted that they discovered these items on February 15th, merely a day after Asha went missing. This led many to speculate that the young girl might have sought refuge there after running away from the well-meaning motorist. What added to the mystery was the fact that the bloodhounds couldn't catch Asha's scent inside the shed. The Turners also pointed out that their dogs, who typically bark at strangers, strangely remained silent on the night in question. These puzzling details only deepened the enigma surrounding Asha's disappearance, leaving investigators and the community grappling for answers. The candy wrappers discovered were traced back to the Valentine's Day candy given to Asha and her basketball team on that Saturday. Aquila and Harold Degree verified that the hair bow belonged to Asha. Additionally, a pencil from the 1996 Atlanta Olympics was found in the shed. The Degrees had relatives in Atlanta, just 3 hours away from Shelby, and had attended a family reunion there the previous summer. These identified items in the shed added a layer of connection to Asha and her experiences, providing potential clues for investigators to consider in their ongoing efforts to unravel the mystery of her disappearance. The identity of the mystery girl in the picture remains unknown. Authorities confirmed she wasn't a student at Falston Elementary. Despite making the photo public, hoping for identification and insights into her connection with Asha, no results emerged. The investigation hit a roadblock with no solid leads or new clues. However, in August 2001, a construction contractor made a disturbing discovery. Asha's backpack, double-wrapped in plastic bags, was found on the ground off Highway 18 in Burke County, 26 miles north of Asha's home. Some sources even claim the bag was buried. This unsettling find reignited the investigation, raising new questions about Asha's disappearance and the circumstances surrounding the discovery of her belongings.
Our investigative team has discovered 2 items of interest that could possibly provide new leads about Asha's disappearance.
Trying to figure out why Asha Degree left home has led to several ideas. Here are 3 of them. 1. Abduction by a predator. Some think Asha might have been tricked by someone who convinced her to leave home. This person might have groomed her, making her trust them. The strange part is that they would suggest she go out in the middle of the night and walk along the highway to meet them. Also, we don't know who this person might be. 2. Meeting a friend or running away. Some believe Asha left home to meet a friend or run away, but she encountered a stranger who posed a threat. 3. Sleepwalking. Another theory suggests Asha might have been sleepwalking. However, there's no known history of her sleepwalking, and it seems improbable that she could walk more than a mile in the rain and wind without waking up, especially with cars passing by. These theories present various angles in the quest to unravel the mystery behind Asha's departure, each offering its own set of questions and uncertainties. Adding to the mystery, Asha's brother didn't hear any noise from her beyond the sounds of getting out of bed. This suggests she had already packed her backpack, hinting that leaving might have been pre-planned rather than spontaneous. Speculation arises about whether she made these plans during the slumber party the night before, but no one has come forward to confirm this. Questions linger about her presence in the shed that night. Were the items discovered there planted by her abductor to mislead investigators? Does the picture have any connection to Asha's disappearance? Could she have believed she was meeting the girl in the picture? Even after more than 20 years, numerous unanswered questions surround Asha's mysterious disappearance, leaving a puzzle with missing pieces yet to be found. In 2004, a tip from a prison inmate suggested knowledge of Asha's whereabouts. However, a subsequent search in the nearby town of Lawndale revealed only animal bones in an empty lot. Baron Ramsey, a former classmate of Aquila Degree, asserted that he and someone else were engaged in a drug deal on the night Asha disappeared. According to his account, they accidentally struck and killed her with their vehicle on the return trip. These later developments in the investigation present twists and turns, adding layers of complexity to the ongoing efforts to uncover the truth behind Asha's disappearance.
An inmate said that his son and nephew hit her that night. They were coming home from a party, and they had been drinking, and they hit her. When they got out, they could tell she was dead or she was dying, and they panicked, and they put her body in a black trash bag and then buried it.
Despite an extensive search, no human remains were found, and there's no other evidence supporting the story of Asha being hit by a car. Authorities suspect Ramsey may have made up the story to get a better plea deal in a bank robbery case he was involved in. In May 2016, the FBI received a new tip from someone who said they saw a girl like Asha getting into a dark green car, either a late 70s Ford Thunderbird or a Lincoln Mark EV, occupied by 2 people. However, the specific vehicle has never been identified. These developments continue to complicate the search for answers in Asha's case. As of 2023, Asha's Degree remains missing, and her case is still open and actively investigated. The Gastonia police chief and another investigator, now with the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office, work full-time on the case. They've received over 600 tips and hold 24 boxes of evidence files and interviews. The FBI, the State Bureau of Investigation, and the Center for Missing and Exploited Children are also involved in ongoing efforts to find Asha. Her family continues to miss her and holds on to hope. Annually, they organize the Walk for Asha Memorial Walk, starting at their home and ending at Asha's missing person billboard. In 2020, her mother Aquila said, "After 20 years, I still believe my daughter is alive. I do not believe she is dead, and I know someone knows something. I'm not crazy enough to think that a 9-year-old can disappear into thin air without somebody knowing something."
Well, she is the type of child that would give you the shirt off her back. She never wanted anybody mad at her for anything. She wanted everybody to be her friend. She wanted everybody to be happy. After 20 years, I still believe my daughter is alive. I do not believe she's dead. And I know somebody knows something. I'm not crazy enough to think that a 9-year-old can disappear into thin air without somebody knowing something.
With this, we would like to end this video with the hope that you liked and enjoyed it. If you like our content, make sure that you like our video. And do share your views and opinions with us in the comment section below.